All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. Everyone should have permission to record. If you have not been given permission, just send a chat to Mike Lowry, who will give you that permission. We will get started. If you have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you to ask your question. We have Justin Spears from the Arizona Daily Star.
Hi, Coach. I know it wasn't the ideal way to watch practice today, but what was it like just watching it virtually, and what did you take away?
Well, we met all day, met a bunch of times today, coordinators, coaches, players. But I think our video staff's done a great job of turnaround, getting this stuff to me. We're a little late here because we're on the field till probably 7:15. So that gave me the opportunity to watch the last two finish up team segments. It's the first time we've been 11 on 11 was today. Had some 7-on-7 today. So actually lining up against each other formationally. So all the individual drills, all the things that we've been able to watch, guys they knew what was going on. So we were able to move around and not try to find this spot and waste time. So we were very, very efficient at our time. I thought, you don't have sound on the video that I have, but just quick briefing with the coaches and talking after practice. The energy level was great, and pleased with day one. The first 2 days, traditionally, we've kind of changed things just because of the ramp up. Guys come out excited, and that's where you get a bunch of soft tissue stuff. We did not want to be out there very long. We wanted to be quality. We wanted to get the reps in. We wanted to teach, but I think because of the individual drills and walkthroughs and the Zoom meetings, our guys, I was pleased with how we aligned. And for pretty much the first time our defense is lined up against an offense and assignment.
Next, go to Jason Shear, Wildcat Authority.
Hey, Coach, you kind of answered this a little bit, but do you have to move at a different pace now that you kind of ramp up? There's games, et cetera. Is there a different pace than maybe there was last year in, I guess, fall camp?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's two schools of thought, right? Because we've been at this a little bit longer. If you really think about it, our coaches in a normal year aren't with the players in the summer. Our strength and conditioning staff is, right? And then we have a week of discretionary week there in late July, August, and then we've got the 29 days of practice to go into that. So you've got strength and conditioning. This has been completely different. So, our ability to ramp up, take some time off, then keep ramping up is going to be, we've spent a lot of time with Brian Johnson, our sports medicine staff, everybody, just what this ramp up looks like. That's why we weren't out there very long. And we will continue to go up in time, and our recovery days will change. I think what's important is, how we do it and what we're doing. It's not a training camp. We're not using that word. It's free fall practice is what it is, because we've got school during the day. We've got lifting, we've got meetings, and we've got practice at night. And so it's closer to in season right now than it is in a training camp where you have guys, basically all day long. And just the ability, we got to get guys out of the locker room. There's no hanging around the building. There's none of that. So I think, Brian Despain and Dennis Polian have done an excellent job, and our administrative team of logistically where guys are going to be, how we're taping, all those things, eating. It's completely different than a regular training camp and guys just hanging around. So, yeah, I was pleased with the first day. Obviously there's going to be some takeaway from today because it's a different system and a different way to do things, just like everything else has been the last 7 months, right? Just like Justin looks like he's in his backyard somewhere getting ready to. You got a fire going back there?
I'm pulled over on the side of the road because I was at practice.
Next, we've got
right?
Alec White, Arizona Daily Star.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you're doing well. Kind of two questions. One, how close were you to being able to be on that practice field today, getting clearance from the medical staff? And then is there a target date for when you're going to be allowed back on the practice field and in the facilities?
I had a meeting with Dr. Paul this afternoon before practice. I have another assessment in the morning. Obviously, I don't sound terrible, so it's not as bad as it could be based on some people that I've talked to. I texted Les today, some other coaches have talked with, and so I'll know more in the morning. Basically, I'm right on the edge of the time that to get back from a 10-day period. So I would say, and as I told the players, that hasn't changed. If not tomorrow, we're not practicing Monday. I mean, not practicing Sunday. But if we'll see after assessment tomorrow. But I would look for Monday at the latest.
Next, go to Jason Barr with K-Gun.
Yeah, hello. Grant, what's the biggest difference between year 2 and year 1 for you as you enter this camp as the quarterback as opposed to somebody splitting time? And also, could you talk a little bit about it? You were really instrumental in wanting to have a football season this fall. Why did it mean so much to you?
Just questions for Coach Sumlin right now, Jason.
Oh, I didn't know. I beg your pardon. Okay. Yeah.
You guys get him all to yourself. How about that? Right? I don't have to coach him anymore. You get him all to yourself.
Well, I guess I was really looking forward to it a lot. So we appreciate it. Yeah, Coach Sumlin, a lot's been made about the defense. You talked this week about how you got to get on the same page, but how much confidence do you have in these guys who are going to have to step up, and how do you feel about the role that they're going to have to play with the 3 defensive starters having transferred out?
They know that. We all know that, and I think Pandy has embraced it. He was working a lot of inside today. Obviously, we know he's a versatile player that can get outside and rush the passer, but based on our depth and everything else, I mean, he's a natural inside guy. We got some younger guys that we're working at the other spot. We talked a lot about nickel maybe being our best package right now based on guys who've played. You look at a young guy like DJ Morning who's got the body type that's going to help us. So I think that inside linebacker is going to be, that's we got some good leadership there. And Pandy's at the front of the drills. He's you see him communicating even in video with these younger guys. Outside, anybody who saw any of the video or was there, just they know that our outside linebackers have some size now and can and some flexibility. I think the big key is how fast our young and let me be clear with this. We've got some young, long, talented, big D linemen, but we also have 2 transfers who've played football that are 300 and some pounds. And I think their role and the rotation that we can have for the first time to get those guys in there and get comfortable with our front is going to play a big key, probably bigger than the linebackers inside right now.
Next question will go to David Kelly, KVOA.
Hey, Coach, I apologize if I missed this the other day. I don't think I heard it, but your positive test, did that come up as a part of the regular testing protocol that you guys are under?
Yes.
And how? So you were getting tested 3 times a week under that protocol?
No. We were just getting going with that, right?
Okay.
So we ramped it up as we were getting ready to start getting into the season.
So were you being tested just kind of in the preliminary stages, or did you get tested when?
Yeah, I've been tested a couple 3 times over the last couple 3 months.
Okay.
We've ramped up testing for our whole team, right? That's part of the Pac-12's protocol for us to go ahead and part of Pima County. And so, unfortunately that happened, but, like I said, that was all part of it. That's a bad part, but the good part is, hey, look, I'm doing well, and so is my son. So he's had no symptoms. I go through a protocol with him every morning, and he's like, no, Dad, I need something to eat. So he's when you're 16, it doesn't really matter. And so it's a weird deal. But we're getting through it. I think we're all just tired of sitting in the house for the last, 10, 12 days.
How do you describe that disappointment for him? Obviously, they had just played Friday night and we're getting going, and now they have to stop for 14 days.
It's disappointing. It's first game and, not practice. And when just think about it. I mean, you're in high school and it's football season. Can he play? Are we going to play? We're going to play. We got the schedule. We play one game and we can't play him. So, it's been that way for a lot of different young people across the country. And that's why I said what I said on the Pac-12 call. I can't remember who asked, but they asked about, with everything that's going on, the mental health stress on these guys has been unbelievable. If you look back at the last 7 months, and a lot of guys on this call, I'm 56 years old. I've seen a lot of different things, right? Born in Alabama in the 60s. I've seen a lot of different things in my life, but no one has seen anything like 2020, right? And if there's anything I'm not going to say, and I shouldn't say it again, but what else can happen, right? I got half my family in the South, they've gone through hurricanes too. So you got fires, hurricanes, you've got learning, online learning, you got a pandemic, don't know if you're going to play the sports that you like, you got guys that are sick. Mentally, it has been a stressful time, and not just for the individual, but for families and their ability to communicate and worry about, health, safety, everything else. So, yeah, I think our university and our administration has done a great job with our mental health program. And I think you've seen some of the things that we put out, but there's no better time for an investment like that for our young people.
All right, we have time for one more question for Coach. We'll go to Justin Spears.
Yeah, Coach, I was wondering, has anybody opted out for the first week or just currently right now?
Yeah, we've got Bam Smith has opted out for this season. J.B. Brown has opted out for the season. And then walk-on tight end Lance Coatsman has he decided today that he was going to opt out. So those are the three guys we got.
All right, thank you, Coach. We appreciate it.
Do you need one more? I got time for one more. That's it.
All right, go ahead, Justin.
What's the current status of Jalen Johnson?
Jalen has been suspended from the team for violation of policy, of COVID policy and team rules. So he is suspended indefinitely right now.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Go get him, Grant.
I will now start taking questions for quarterback Grant Cannell. Please raise your hand if you have a question.
Yeah.
First question will be Michael Lev, Arizona Daily Star.
Good evening, Grant. How would you describe what this offseason has been like for you and your teammates?
This offseason was huge for me. I mean, I made huge leaps, not even just the offense, but as a player. I mean, my feet, my arm strength, even my mental of the game is just, I mean, it's been a tremendous jump, I believe. And I kind of felt out there at practice tonight.
Has it been hard going through all of these kind of ups and downs? The season's going to start, it's not going to start, it's not going to happen at all, then it's back on again. How has that process been for you?
I wouldn't say hard, but it was disappointing at times. We would get going. I think I've been here since, I think June working out. And we would get going. It would seem like the season's about to start. We're doing walkthroughs, and then we're shut off for a week. Then we get going again, and then the season's canceled. Get going again. Now we have a season. I just hope it sticks. I wouldn't say it's been hard, but it's more just disappointing at times.
All right, next question will be Jason Shear, Wildcat Authority.
Hey, Grant, I was just wondering, through all the stuff that's going on, how has the team kind of come together through all this? How has the team reacted or bonded? Just how's everyone kind of handling all this?
I mean, I think the team's closer than, ever since I've been here. I mean, from the start of COVID, people were sending videos to the whole team working out at home, all this other stuff. And then, we all get here in June, we're working out in pods with different guys, offense with defense, special teams with defense, all different sides of the game are together. I mean, I think I know it sucked, but I think it's probably the biggest thing for us as a mesh as a team. I mean, it's definitely the closest I've ever had since I've been here.
Our next question will be Carly Tinsley, KOLD.
Hey, Grant. Okay, I got 2 questions for you. First, kind of what was it like just to be back out there tonight, kind of those initial thoughts and feelings? And then also, too, as we head into the season, the shortened season, things are going to look a little different. You're not going to have those fans there. What's it going to be like playing, to kind of an empty stadium? It's got to be weird.
I mean, tonight having our first practice, going against defense, it was awesome, man. I mean, going against the defense probably, I can't help smiling right now. It was awesome. I mean, the receivers were flying, defense was flying to the ball. It was great. It really felt like football for the first time in a long time. And I mean, as far as not having fans, it's definitely gonna be different not having the crowd noise. It might be an advantage in some places rather than others. But I'm definitely gonna miss hearing the crowd, getting loud after a touchdown, or the opposing crowd getting loud on third down and stuff like that.
Our next question will be David Kelly, KVOA.
Hey, Grant, 2 questions for you. One, how personally do you guys take the placement of 5th in the Pac-12 South by the media? And then 2, just for you, Coach the other day said that you've really kind of stepped up as a leader. What are some of those things that you've done over this time during COVID to really take those steps to put yourself in a position where guys are beginning to kind of follow you?
As far as the first one, we don't take it seriously at all. I think saying we're not going to have any wins is almost a joke to me, because from after the practice tonight, that just is a joke to me, honestly. And I feel like we're going to shock some people. The defense looked amazing. Offense looked amazing. And as far as taking a step as leadership, from the start of COVID, I kind of took a step as making sure to text everyone, not even just offense, but defense, make sure everyone's staying on top of working out, stuff like that. If someone's going through a hard time, calling them, asking what's up, rather be football or off the field, stuff like that. And just, getting more vocal. I wasn't really vocal my freshman year, and now I'm kind of trying to step up and be more vocal, like breaking stuff out, or someone messing around, kind of getting them back in line, stuff like that.
When you text guys, are you a quote guy? Are you trying to come up with different types of things to kind of motivate them at all, or you just kind of see how they're doing?
Yeah, definitely. I look up quotes from time to time from either like movies, like River Times and stuff like that, or football players like Tom Brady, other guys. But other times it just kind of comes from me.
Next question will be Jay Gonzalez, Fox Sports 1450.
Hi, Grant. Just with you walking into camp as pretty much a starting quarterback, how does your approach change at all? Once you're on the field, are you doing things differently? As we discussed, you're trying to lead a little more on the field. How has your role evolved with the position you're in now?
Yes, sir. Definitely, I'd say the main thing that's evolved is my leadership, and I've made myself take a big step in that aspect of it. Like I said, making sure, staying on top of guys, making sure everyone's okay, either off the field, on the field, stuff like that. And making sure everyone's getting their work in the weight room, not slacking in the class, stuff like that. I'm not so like screaming, but I'm trying to stay more vocal, like in the weight room, breaking us out and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say I'm screaming at guys.
In terms of what you're doing on the field, you just the work of being a quarterback, what you're trying to do, with the position, is your approach any different at all there, or is it just what you got to do and you do it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say my approach has changed at all. Last year even though I wasn't the starter, I took an approach like I was the starter every week, even in fall camp and spring ball. So I wouldn't say my approach has changed, but I feel like I have more say with the receivers. I'm not kind of the backup that's, coming in every few reps. I know that the guys are kind of listening more when I'm teaching them on where to break in the route or how far to go yardage-wise and stuff like that. So I would say I'm getting more respect, but my aspect has not changed at all, really.
Next question, we go to Michael Lev, Arizona Daily Star.
Grant, if I was understanding things correctly, this is the first time you went up against a defense since spring, maybe?
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What sort of work were you able to get in between the time that things shut down and then today?
I mean, I think that quarantine was probably a blessing in disguise for me personally. That was, I don't even know how many months of just straight work I put in. I mean, I would say it was 7 days a week. I'm in the weight room in the morning, working on throwing, my feet work, arm strength in the afternoon. So honestly, I think that, it sucks having a quarantine season get pushed back, but this might have been the best thing for me as a player.
So you had started working out with Brendan Schooler as soon as he got here, but then of course, circumstances led to him transferring. Coach, someone just mentioned that Jalen Johnson had been suspended. So among the guys who are here, the wide receiving core, who are the ones that you feel like you've worked with the most, or you have the best chemistry with, or you feel like are kind of stepping to the forefront?
Obviously I played football with Boobie Curry in high school, but the most awesome thing from tonight at this practice was, the receivers were rotating while I'm in there, and it was seamless. It seemed like there was no drop-off from one guy to another, and that was probably the coolest thing ever. So right now, after that practice, I could say, every guy's stepping up right now. It feels like everyone's motivated because that 0-7, stuff like that, this whole quarantine, I think, everyone's been putting in work, and it showed tonight.
All right, we have time for one more question. We'll go to Jason Shear, Wildcat Authority.
Kind of a two-part, I guess. First, what is it like as a quarterback being able to have Donovan Lay kind of announce he's leaving and then announce he's coming back? And then second part, just any young guys sticking out to you? I know it's only the first day, but just being around any of the younger guys.
Donovan Lay, he's a great player. I believe he'll play on Sundays. And I was kind of blindsided when he announced that. I had talked to him, but I didn't know what was going on. So the day it happened, I think I was on the phone with him I think we called each other about 8 times, and we went and ate dinner that night. So, having him stay was huge for the offense and the O-line as a whole. And could you repeat that second question? Sorry.
Just, I know today was just the first practice, but just in general, whether it's not warm-ups, but kind of field work and stuff, any of the younger guys sticking out to you at all?
Definitely on offense.
Either or.
For offense-wise, I would say Frank Brown's definitely stepping up. Majon, Dalen have stepped up. I know Josh Baker's looked really good on the O-line. Let's just name a few guys.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you everybody for your time. I have one quick follow-up for a question we had at practice. Trey Adams has changed his number to 9. Trey Adams, 9. And that's all we've got. Thank you for your time, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks, Brett.